Hey, it's Dave Brown here, host of Now with Dave Brown on AMI. Check out this latest highlight from the show. AMI has a new show about business ownership inside the disability community. The show is called Mind Your Own Business and is hosted by entrepreneurs Kevin Shaw and Pradeep Sangha. Joining us now to tell you all about it is Kevin Shaw from Toronto. Hey, Kevin, great to connect. Thank you for making time for us this morning.
Thanks for having me on.
So, Kevin, the show airs Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on AMI-TV. Give me the elevator pitch, the premise behind the show.
So Mind Your Own Business is a show that helps entrepreneurs with disabilities take their business to the next level.
Wow, that's a short elevator ride.
That's the escalator pitch.
Yeah, I don't even know if the elevator door is opened yet by the time we get to that one. Yeah, so you guys are featuring all kinds of businesses from the community, right?
Yes, correct. So the premise of the show is we find an entrepreneur with a disability. They tell their story. We learn a little bit about them, learn a little bit about their business, and then they meet our mentors. Our mentors basically guide them on maybe a particular problem that they're having with their business or a particular challenge that they're facing. And they then take that advice away, and then we follow up with them about a month later and see how they've done. And that's basically the show.
It's a really great concept, and it really speaks to a lot of amazing ideas that exist within the community, but also speaks to the difficulty in being an entrepreneur. I wonder if you can dig a little deeper into that for us, about how it's not just having an amazing idea to start a business, but how difficult operation can be.
Sure, it's certainly not easy. We've got stories of folks who've certainly faced some challenges. There's one entrepreneur in the series who is recovering from one of the units in his, I guess, plaza or wherever his storefront is. So not his unit, but one of the ones nearby caught fire, and his inventory got damaged with smoke. And so he was basically left with a whole bunch of clothing, T-shirts, and hats and so forth that were all smoke damaged. And what do you do as an entrepreneur to recover from that? And that's what our mentors dig into on the program is, how do you navigate, those ups and those downs as an entrepreneur where you're facing those types of challenges. Hearing back from suppliers or talking with certain people within your network as to getting their stuff done. Sometimes that's a challenge too, and a lot of our folks are starting to face those challenges and really coming to find our mentors as being the ones with with the solutions and suggestions as to how to move on with their business.
So the show features yourself. You're an expert in the field. Who are some of the other pros and experts and mentors that are going to be lending a helping hand along the way here?
So as you've mentioned, Pradeep Sangha is kind of I call him the co-host with the most. He's he's been involved in planning succession for businesses and doing company advisement and that sort of thing for a long time. We have 3 mentors on the program. So Karen is a retail expert and understands the brick and mortar space as well as the online space. Jasmine works for a business development bank and really understands the finance side. And then Henny is our marketing expert. So understands, not just traditional marketing, but modern marketing as well, with things like TikTok and social media and Instagram and all of those platforms. So he's really bringing sort of a hip, kind of younger vibe to the panel.
Now, of course, the show depends on great storytelling of the entrepreneurs themselves. The first episode is already out. It debuted last Wednesday. Folks can find it on AMI.ca or inside the app. You guys talked to Amy Lockewood, or featured Amy Lockewood, someone who I've had the privilege to chat with before. Tell us a bit about her business.
So the Lockewood, Amy's company, makes wooden toys of, I guess you could say, wheelchairs and other assistive devices. She's basically got a whole plan of products in the pipeline. And Amy's company was making these toys inclusives to open up conversations about disability and about folks who might use wheelchairs and introducing this to younger folks. And Amy's company, she was doing a lot of the work herself, basically doing all of the manufacturing herself, and ended up buying a CNC machine, which is basically a fancy machine to make products. And what you see on the show is Amy basically goes through the process of explaining her company and talking to our mentors. And I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen the first episode yet. You should watch it at AMI.ca. But Amy ends up with quite a surprise at the end of a month by doing some posting on Instagram. So her company is it's doing well, and she's certainly living the entrepreneurial dream, and has some ups to celebrate in her business.
Yeah, we've actually got a clip of Amy getting some consultation via webcam with marketing specialist Yenishu. Let's roll that clip.
My marketing strategy has all been organic. All my growth has been organic, and most of my sales come from Instagram and Facebook. I have the shop feature on both. And in terms of content, I tend to focus on process and product. So behind the scenes of making the product, and then the product itself, either in lifestyle shots with my customers, with my little wee children holding the toys, or product shots of the different toys.
Yeah, no, and that's an amazing strategy because, you're focusing on the story and also what your product entails. I think there's something that you can add to this, which is a platform that, a lot of us love and hate, which is TikTok. It is an underutilized app, especially for brands that have an e-commerce platform. So I highly recommend you getting on that platform, and you can still use the same content you've used on Instagram, try to convert into a video series and post it on TikTok.
Kevin, we don't want to give away all that advice there, but I think there's something we can pull out of that, and that's the way in which, especially in the retail space or in the sales space, where social media has really become a huge part of the entrepreneurial game. Just how big is that? Something like TikTok, when it emerges, right? We're well past the social media revolution, but we're still deep inside the evolution.
Oh, absolutely. And social media companies are just looking at new ways of doing things. The online retail space has changed quite a bit. I was chatting with another friend of mine who's a professional YouTuber, and is saying that YouTube is actually starting to wane in the light of things like Instagram Reels and TikTok, and now some major e-commerce retailers are wanting to jump onto that short video clip kind of bandwagon. And hey, this is the way that we're going to sell products. So going out to influencers and saying, do product reviews that are 16 seconds long on things like TikTok and Instagram and that sort of thing. So that space is really heating up with shorts and reels and TikTok videos and so forth.
Kevin, who are some of the other businesses that are coming down the pipeline here on Mind Your Own Business?
Yeah, so we've got 8 episodes in the season. Really excited about all of them. You'll hear from Serena and Natalie at Two Canes Consulting. They're friends that met through CNIB and basically formed an accessibility consulting company. Chris Stegas is a wheelchair user, and he's basically developed a cup that you can put on your wheelchair, and it doesn't fall off when you go through a doorway. I'm sure many wheelchair users have had that experience of having a cup. Yeah, and has some real traction behind it. There's a gentleman who's basically building working with some students of Laurier University, and has developed kind of what looks like a little tea bag that goes into your compost so it doesn't smell. And really, really cool innovations like that. And one of the young ladies who's going to be on is a girl named Taylor Lindsay Noel, and she was a gymnast who was basically on track to be on Team Canada's gymnastics team. Had a catastrophic accident, became a wheelchair user, and has started up a loose leaf tea company. And they got picked up by let's say a big influencer in I won't spoil the show, but a huge influencer who's got a $1 billion empire, and the tea company has just taken off. So all of that and much more on Mind Your Own Business.
We were just talking about Taylor Lindsay Noel on the show the other day because she's also got some TikTok following for reviews by Tay, Access by Tay, restaurant reviews, accessibility restaurant reviews that she's doing.
Yeah.
So Taylor's staying busy, no doubt about that one. Hey,
she's on her grind.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, is she ever on the grind? Speaking of on the grind, Kevin, before we let you go, I think this is a great opportunity for you to plug some of your projects that you have going on.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Well, the show's been, the show's great. It was really great to work on the show. I'm in the middle of putting some software together, developing an app to basically make restaurant menus fully accessible. We're developing an app and service to push restaurant menus to your location based on where you're standing. So there's nothing to scan or turn on or search or browse. Basically entering the beta testing process for that. And that's really about it. And I've got some accessibility work that's on the go right now, working with a great company called Core4 that's building a K-12 learning management software. So I'm doing a lot of accessibility work for them, those are the things that I'm up to, and being a rock star, of course.
Kevin Shaw, you are a busy man, and that's why we're all the more appreciative of you taking time for us today. Best of luck with the show, best of luck with the projects, and let's connect again down the road.
Thank you so much.
That's Kevin Shaw, host of Mind Your Own Business, which you can find Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on AMI-TV or on AMI.ca, or you can download the AMI-TV app for Apple or Android. Come on, so many options there. No reason for you to be missing this show. Do you want to dive into more conversations like this? Watch Now with Dave Brown weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on AMI-TV or download the podcast wherever you listen. Do you want to dive into more conversations like this? Watch Now with Dave Brown weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on AMI-TV or download the podcast wherever you listen.